I'm Avery. I'm a freshman, and I play tap.
I'm Michaela McClymont, and I'm the assistant coach for the DU Club Women's Lacrosse team.
Hi, my name is Izzy Rossner, and I am a goalie.
I decided to join the club lacrosse team because I played lacrosse my whole life since kindergarten, and I didn't want to go without lacrosse because it's such an important part of my life.
I decided to coach because I played lacrosse in college, had a really great experience, and wanted to stay in the game, and saw an opportunity to do it locally and with a really competitive team, so I decided to apply, and yeah.
Decided to play club lacrosse because sports have always been a part of my life, and I hadn't really planned on playing, but during orientation week, I saw the table and just decided to sign up.
I would say one of the highs was, I don't know, I always liked when we had to drive to away games that were in-state because you were always in a different car with different people, so you got to get to know them really well. I also loved our fun practices, which we usually had on Wednesdays, which we would do like trivia, games, the most random things, but it was always so fun. And then obviously nationals, which was like one big sleepover, and we got to hang out with each other all the time.
Any lows?
No, not that I can think of off the top of my head.
Yeah, so highs were probably just team bonding when we were in Kansas. We went to a baseball game, and that was a lot of fun. I think, just generally Kansas was a lot of fun, and seeing improvement throughout the tournament was a lot of fun. Lows, probably losing to Air Force in regionals. That was a low moment. And Izzy getting mad at me during that one game. So those are probably the lows this season.
I would say some of the highs this season have been how well we were able to come together after a really rough start. And I would say our lows were just fall quarter not being able to get a coach. That was a big struggle for us in the beginning.
Honestly, my favorite game this year was our last national game because we all knew it was our last game, and so we all just had fun and put it all out there, and we knew we didn't have to save any more energy for more games in that weekend.
And we crushed them.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good question. Probably the first game that I coached, which was against CSU. It was a super windy day. It was miserable just conditions, and girls were just sort of trickling in, and I was super nervous, and then it ended up being a competitive game, but we ended up winning, so it was an exciting first game to coach by myself.
I would say one of my favorite games this season was our second game at regionals versus Montana State. It was right after the hockey championships, so all of us were pumped and we were we want to win this, and then we ended up beating them 13-8, 13-6, I don't know for sure, but it was a really good feeling to be able to pull out that win. It could be anything.
Yeah, a favorite moment would be when we went to Brink's house, or her parents' rental house during nationals, and we swam in the pool and just all hung out and told stories, and I thought it was really fun.
Oh, probably racing Ani on her bike. She rode her bike down the field and back, and I raced her on foot, and No, wait, was it Ani?
Yeah.
No, it was Stady.
No. Oh, was it
I think it was
on
Stady.
Ani's bike?
Yeah, it was Stady on Ani's bike, and I beat her running, so.
I'd say my favorite moment for me this season was our first game when I found out I would be getting the chance to play and how happy others were for me, it made me feel like I really belonged on the team and that they were happy to have me there. So that was a great feeling.
Yes. The major opinion I have on that is that we missed 3 days of classes for nationals this year, and just getting to go to nationals in general is a big deal. And some teachers, while it isn't a varsity sport, it is like a big deal to our team and like to club sports, because a lot of club sports don't even get to go to nationals, but we did, and some teachers didn't recognize how important it was.
Pause. We have 25 people on our team if you look at our roster. Of those 25, 8 couldn't go because teachers would not recognize how big of an accomplishment this was for us. That's 32% of our team. If you break it down even further, there's 12 people on the field at once, including the goalie. With only 17 people at the tournament, we only had 5 subs theoretically, but one of those was a goalie, so it doesn't really count. So for field players, we only had 4 subs, 3 of which were attackers and 1 was a midi. No defensive subs, 1 midfield sub, and we're playing 2-hour-plus long games with stop clock in the middle of the day with a UV of 8+ and high heat. Does that seem fair? We'll agree that, yes, we don't bring in money like varsity sports do, but when we achieve something as big as nationals, there should be a little bit more recognition on teachers' parts.
And we mark you absent, which would drop your grade, and like essentially they just didn't have the knowledge behind club sports and how important and what a big deal it was for us to go to nationals.
I don't think that I have been around for long enough to have like a really established opinion, but I have seen a lot of disorganization in the way that club sports have been run from like higher levels. So I've definitely recognized that. Yeah.
Personally, I think that some of our club sports should get more recognition for what they do. I know we don't bring in money the way that varsity sports do, but still the way a lot of our teams are able to get to nationals and be ranked so highly, I think should be recognized, because we do represent Denver throughout all of those events and tournaments.
I hope we do better and have more games, because this season was hard with not having a coach at the beginning of the year. But yeah, I just want to have more games, more away like tournaments that we can fly to, and have more sleepovers because I think it's really fun.
I think just getting my voice and confidence as a coach, just because I think coming in this past season I just didn't really know how to communicate well with the team, just like being so recently out of college myself, and just being a better communicator with my the head coach about how to lead the team well. So yeah.
The biggest hopes for next season are to personally improve my skills, and that we go further in nationals, because I think we could finish in the top 4, honestly. It's happened before, and although finishing in the top 10 this season was a great accomplishment with how little time we had with the coach, I hope for next year to just climb up that ladder and finish higher. I also hope to win regionals, hopefully, because that would also be pretty cool.